Hello everybody, my name is Assaf Levitin. I'm a cantor. I live in Berlin, Germany, and I've been serving for the last 5 years as chief cantor of the Jewish Liberal congregation in Hanover, which is Germany's largest liberal community. I studied at the Abraham-Geiger College in Berlin-Potsdam, and I had the privilege of getting the guidance and mentorship of great colleagues, and now colleagues, then teachers, like Azi Schwartz, Rose Barak, Izzy Goldstein, Eli Schleifer, and many others who contributed from their knowledge and experience throughout my studies. I'm a native Hebrew speaker. I can read Torah, Haftarot, Megillot, and I also speak fluent German and English. Before I became a cantor, I've already been very deeply involved with music, both as an opera and concert soloist, as also as choir conductor, composer, arranger, and dealing with many aspects of music, vocal music, and music in Jewish context. One more part of my activities has to do with interreligious projects, both Jewish Christian, Muslim, and all kinds of projects which are about finding the common ground. I came up, for example, with a great common factor, which is Aramaic. Aramaic is present both in Jewish liturgy, the Kaddish, Brich Shmei, and many other parts of our prayer book are actually Aramaic. This is also true for Islam and the origins of Christianity. I also explored many things that are about Jewish traditions and Jewish music, which is not necessarily my Ashkenazi tradition. Being born and raised in Israel, I think my musical Jewish identity is very rich, because you cannot possibly not be aware of other traditions. If you have a radio or you ever sit in a bus, you hear Sephardi music, you hear Yemenite music, you hear everything. And it gets into you, and it's a part of my identity. And so I try to put together, when I construct a liturgy, or when I construct a program, to give a very round impression of everything that is Jewish. And as part of this, of my endeavor to do so, I recorded this triple CD, Coplas Sephardis. That's the first one. Here's the second one, and that's the third one. Bringing for the first time the complete music of a wonderful composer by the name Alberto Chemzi, who was born at the Ottoman Empire and collected 60 folk songs in Ladino. And moreover, we also we recorded the very first complete recording of these Coplas Sephardis, as well as all the rest of his liturgical music, which has beautiful recordings of Shir HaShirim.
Que ne supiense y entendiense alabar al Dio merece, cual lo son los dos Moshe y Aarón, uno es el Criador, Baruch Hu, Baruch Shemo.
In this CD, klingende Toleranz, sounding tolerance. This is a project that was done by the synagogal choir from Leipzig, where they were trying to reconstruct a concert that was made by their cantor before the war, Samuel Lampel, who was cantor at the Great Synagogue of Leipzig. He was murdered in Auschwitz. Lampel also wrote beautiful music and quite modern, or in a late romantic style. And I had the privilege of recording with this wonderful choir a few tracks in this CD. I enjoy exploring my Jewish identity. I enjoy putting things together that maybe not necessarily belong together. For example, I really use a lot of Israeli music. Sometimes in liturgical contexts, there's a lot of great Israeli songs which are in a way very religious. They relate either to Shir HaShirim or to biblical stories, or there's something in the text that refers to a text from prayer. And with this magnificent group, the Drei Cantoren, the three cantors, that's me. We had already 2 CDs, and the third one is, we're working on it right now. We arrange our own stuff, and we choose our own concepts. So in the programs of the Drei Cantoren, the Drei Cantoren, and the three cantors, we bring a very, very wide spectrum of both what you would expect from classical chazanut. You can hear, for example, Max Janowski, Adonai Ro'i, but also Hebrew songs. And I think it's very important when we perform as the Drei Cantoren, maybe it's a very more German than American thing, to show that Jewish life is mostly fun, is mostly a happy occasion, The daily experience of living in a Jewish context is great, is fun, is wonderful music, is laughter, is great food, is people caring for each other, and that's why I try, both in my services as in when I stand on stage with my colleagues, and try to give my personal take on what it is to be living in a Jewish context. It's mostly a happy context. I've been officiating in Yomim Noraim services for many years. Started when I was much younger as a choir bass in services both in Sydney and in Sao Paulo. When I started studying Chazanut, already in my first year, I got my first position in small towns in Germany. Next step was Paris, where I did 3 years with a wonderful congregation, Kilat Gesher. And ever since 2016, I've been doing the Yomim Noraim every year in Hanover. I'm very curious to get to know other places now, and to learn new traditions, to learn new communities, and maybe also to bring some of my knowledge and my experience, and maybe develop new traditions in new places. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching.